Hello, welcome to Snuggle Up. Make yourself comfortable. Lie down in a comfortable position. Today, we are going to listen to the story Rumpelstiltskin. There once lived a miller with his daughter named Sarah. When the miller was at work all day turning grain into flour, he loved nothing more than to think up tall tales to amaze people. One day the king came to town. He heard the miller talking about his daughter. The miller was saying that his daughter was the most amazing girl in their village, if not in all the land. "You there," said the king. "What is so amazing about your daughter?" The father bowed. He said, "Your Majesty, my daughter is so clever that she can spin straw into gold." "Spin straw into gold? That is amazing. She must come to my palace. I will put her to the test." "But I mean," said the miller. He wished he had not told the king such a thing, but now it was too late. So the miller's daughter had to go to the king's palace. The king took her to a room piled with straw from floor to ceiling. He pointed to the spinning wheel in the middle of the room. He said, "Now get to work. If by morning you have not spun the straw into gold, you will die." The king slammed the door and locked it behind him. The girl was all alone. For the life of her, she did not know what to do. "No one can do such a thing. What will I do now?" She started crying. Just then an odd little man stood before her. He was hardly 3 feet, but his beard was longer than him. He always stamped his beard and shouted out in pain. He had so much marks on his face and had a very dark and dull skin. He doesn't have a pleasing face to look at. "Did I hear you say that no one?" "What?" said the girl. "Where did you come from?" "Never mind that. What matters is that I can save you, but of course with a price." "Can you spin the straw into gold?" questioned Sarah. "Yes, of course, but what you give must be important to you," said the little man, and also he continued, "How about that necklace?" Sarah was very much confused. She did not know if she should trust the stranger, but she had no other option. She agreed to the deal. Then the little man started spinning the wheel. Very soon Sarah fell asleep. At morning, when she woke up, the room was turned into piles of pure gold thread. "You did it," said Sarah. "Of course I did," snapped the little man. Now she gave her necklace to the little man, and he disappeared. Very soon the king opened the door, and he was awestruck. "Look at that, pure gold!" He was very happy, but he was also greedy. He took Sarah to the second room. This time the room was larger and even more piles of straw was there. This time he also added, "No buts about it. If you care about your life, turn this straw into gold." Then he slammed the door. Sarah was again in a disaster. She started sobbing again. She never had hope that nobody could come and save her. Very soon the little man came again. This time he asked for Sarah's ring. She agreed, and he started his work. Then Sarah fell asleep, and again the work was done. He got his ring and then left the place. The king was happy again, but he took her to the third room. This time he gave a different promise. "If you spin the straw into gold, I will marry you to my prince." And then he slammed the door. Sarah was hoping that this time also the little man would come. Yes, he came, and this time Sarah did not have anything to give him in return. She said to the little man that, "I don't have anything. What will I give you?" The little man said, "Okay, if I spin the straw into gold, you will marry the prince. So you have to give the firstborn baby of yours." Sarah said, "How can I give my baby? No, definitely no." But the little man didn't respond to her words. He went to work spinning the straw into gold. "Stop," said Sarah. "Please stop," she yelled. But the little man did not stop. He said, "Everything is fair when it comes to life." And then he continued his work. Then next morning, before she was awake, the man left the room. This time the prince opened the door, and he questioned Sarah. "Do you really want to marry me? I know about the character of my father. If you do not want, please run away from this place, and I will help you to escape." But Sarah was happy to see a nice man. She started to speak with him, and they both liked each other, and Sarah agreed to marry him. Very soon the wedding took place in a very grand manner, fitting for a prince. Years passed by, and the king, who was very old, passed away. The prince became the king, and Sarah became the queen. She was indeed lucky enough to become the queen from a small miller's daughter. She lived a very happy life, and she gave birth to a little prince. Very soon, when she was all alone with her baby, she heard a sound. Hello, it was the little man. In these years, Sarah had totally forgot about the little man. He asked for the baby, but Sarah said, I did not promise you, but the work is done, and you have become the queen. Now you have to fulfill your promise, said the little man. Sarah offered him so many other things. She said that she would offer him with tons and tons of gold. The little man said, Why would I want gold? Indeed, it was me who gave you so much gold so that you are in this place today. The answer was fair enough, so Sarah said that I will give you a very big palace that no one else has. The little man said, I can go wherever I want, and I can leave whenever I want. Why would I need a palace? This answer was also fair enough. She came up with a third option. I will give you servants who can work for you throughout your life. The little man said, Why would I need a servant? I can do my very own work. Besides, nobody knows me. Nobody knows my name also. Sarah stopped him. Wait, nobody knows your real name? The man said yes. Then I will find out your name, she said. Is that a challenge? He asked. And she said, Yes, and if I win the challenge, will you leave this place forever, and I will live happily with my family? She asked. The little man giggled and said, Okay, try your best. Then he gave one condition. I will give you 3 days' time. Before the third day evening, you have to tell my real name. If not, then you will give your little prince to me. Sarah thought to herself, 3 days is totally fair enough to guess one name. She agreed to it, and the little man left the place. Immediately, Sarah started writing down the names. She wrote and wrote and wrote. She wrote thousands of names. She could not stop at all. And the first day evening, the little man came. Sarah read all the names which she had written. It was a big no in total. He said, First day is gone, and he left the place. The second day morning, Sarah went to the palace library. She referred all the books and she wrote all sorts of peculiar names. She was sure that this time she would succeed. That evening the little man came again. This time also it was a failure. Again he warned her. Tomorrow is the last day. Sarah was totally worried. She was wandering here and there in that room. She didn't know what to do. So she left the palace to find out what his name was. She went in disguise that nobody should notice her. She went into the dark woods and went past the lake in the woods. All of a sudden, Sarah saw the light of a fire far away, and There was a voice that was hard to make out. There was something about that voice too. But what? She stepped closer. At last, there in front of a fire danced a little man. It was he, the very same little man. Very quietly Sarah listened. As the little man danced, he sang, "Tonight, tonight, my plans I make. Tomorrow, tomorrow, the baby I take, the queen will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name." "Rumpelstiltskin," said Sarah in a gasp. That night, when Rumpelstiltskin appeared, Sarah went through more names. "No, 1,000 times no," said the little man. "You're wasting my time. Now I will give you one last and final chance." And Sarah said, "Well, I'm sure this is not right, but could your name be Rumpelstiltskin?" "Rumpelstiltskin?" yelled the little man. "How could you know?" He was so mad that he stamped his feet and beard. He started yelling, and finally, within a second, he vanished into thin air, and Rumpelstiltskin was never seen again. Sarah, the king, and the little prince lived happily ever after.